Hello everyone. You can able to see my screen? Yeah. So welcome everyone. So today we are going to start our session on App Up 2020 Huawei HMS App Innovation Contest. I am your presenter today, Salman Yaqub, working in Huawei as a developer technical support engineer. Today we are exploring the Huawei Push Notification Kit. Okay, so now in this session, we are go through the app innovation contest. Okay, so it is globally launched app innovation contest on different region, uh, Middle East and Africa, China, Latin America, Asia, Pacific, and Europe to inspire the global developers so they can integrate the HMS in their application and make some innovative applications and get live on the app gallery. So let's proceed next. This is the final contest schedule. It will be started on 6 o'clock and 30 minutes. App up go live, and from 6:30 to 8:30 the work the application all who is submitted will be collected live workshop and preliminary, and at 9:21 there is a top 20 app announcements, and from 9:21 to 10 o'clock work exhibit and public reviews, and then lastly on October 15 there is a final award ceremony. Let's proceeding next. So the contest stages. So there is unlimited applications can be submitted, and the work has been submitted. And after that, there is panel of expert. They can review the applications, and later on, they will select top 20 application and review their work, and then out of 20 they will select the 8 applications go on to the final round, and there is a final decision from the judges panel. Okay, so how the submitted work will be accomplished in the final stages? Let's say the developer need to make the application and get live on the Huawei App Gallery, and integrate some of the HMS core and HMS core capabilities which is provided by the Huawei in their application. Okay, so proceeding next, this is the $1 million global prize amount on this contest. So specifically for the MEA region, there is 5 outstanding app will got the $15K, and most outstanding game 3 games will be selected and rewarded by 15K, and most socially impactful 3 application will be selected and rewarded $15K, and most popular apps 1 application will be selected and rewarded by 5K, and honorable mentions 12 application will be selected and rewarded $2K. Okay, so proceeding next, this is the workshop schedules and the final ceremony. So the open ceremony on the July 13, it is already completed, and there is another session toolkit workshop 15 July, and today we are on the July 20 are going to do the push kit workshop, and next upcoming we have ad kit, analytic kit, and augmented reality, and perspective date and times are mentioned. Lastly, on the October 15, we have the Huawei HMS App Innovation Contest MEA final ceremony. Okay, so next, these are the official links and the email address appsup.mia@huawei.com, where you can submit any queries, and you need to go to one URL. I will show you where you can able to do the sign up for your application. You can build up your team up there. Okay, so let me show my screen. Okay, yeah, this is the page where you will be reach and sign up there, and this is the introduction. Up there you can also switch the language to Arabic, and this is the schedule for that, and these are the list of awards. Okay, and these are the schedules up there, and these are the judges accordingly. So you can go there, and there is a list of partners up there. So let's we continue, and if you want to navigate up there, you can open developer.huawei.com consumer, and after that there is, you can find events, and you can find Huawei app event up there. Yeah, so let's get back to our presentation, and we will start the Huawei push notification introduction. So the table of content, we will give the introduction about Huawei push notification and HMS push features and functions, and then comparing with the Google, comparing HMS push with the Google Firebase cloud messaging. And then we will go step by step how we will integrate in under our application, and on the server side which APIs, most used APIs we are going to use. And lastly we can go through with the frequently asked question. So let's get started. Huawei Push Kit is a messaging services provided by the Huawei to the global developers. They can integrate under their application, and it's established a messaging channel for from the cloud to the device. So the cloud could send the broadcast messages to the devices. By integrating the Huawei Push Kit, developer can send messages to the app on user devices in real time. This helps developer maintaining closer tier with the user and increase user awareness and engagement on your application. Yeah, so there are some service introduction. Instance messaging give you a 99% delivery rate, uh, uh, even without your app is running in the background. So this step, like let me mention, like if your application is not running on the background, even you the notification, Huawei notification center can handle and deliver the notification on your notification bar. Target pushing, so you can precisely push the messages on the target audience, on the tag or on the topics. Auto language selection, localize your multilingual messages to each device for better global uh, operations. And real-time message receipts, like when the message received on the device, it will update on your server side, like the message has been received. So it will mark like how many messages has been sent and how many has been received on the device. So this is a Huawei push service common communication flow. This area is the console, Huawei app gallery developer console, where the developer can able to send to Huawei push server. Then it will broadcast to different devices, iOS, web, or Android with the HMS. And this is the part of your backend server, which is going to access the Huawei cloud APIs, which could send the push notification to Huawei's push server. Then it will broadcast to the devices. So this is the steps how the things will be proceed. In the step one, when device implement the Huawei push server on the Huawei package on their application, so it will require the token from the Huawei push server, and then the Huawei push server return the token to the device, and then device could send the token to the app provider server, and it will store into the database, let's say. And afterwards, when the operator sends the push notification, it will go through to the Huawei push server, and it could receive onto the device. And after receiving, it will respond back to the Huawei push server, and it will mark on your server side the notification has been received. So the receipts are going to be marked on your server side. Yeah, so proceeding next on the HMS push features and the functions part. So Huawei Push Kit help you quickly and efficiently reach users. Okay, so it have some features like individual and group messaging, send a message to one or more users simultaneously. So topic-based or condition-based messaging can be sent. Messaging to the target audience specified by the Huawei Analytic Kits. If the application implements the Huawei Analytic Kit, so the Huawei Analytic have the record of the audience, gender, male, or in which region. So you can specify the target audience and send that messaging through the console of Huawei App Gallery Connect, where you can able to send the messaging. If developer don't want to implement the server-side code, he can even able to send the push notification or data messages from the Huawei Gallery Connect messaging after access to the Huawei Push Kit through HTTPS, like through the server-side code, you can able to send the push notification accessing the Huawei server-side kit through the HTTP link URLs, messaging to the different users on the Android devices, real-time messaging received, as we discussed already, messaging to the Android, iOS, and web apps, schedule and periodic messaging. You can periodically or make a schedule when your notification messages will be sent to the user devices. Auto language selection and scenario based messaging you can send, and uplink messaging you can even able to send. So Huawei push notification also support the cross platform for the developer. It will be helpful for the developer. Currently it will support the React Native, Cordova, Ionic, Xamarin, and the Flutter. So you will get the packages on the npm and Flutter package libraries, and you can implement under your projects. So let's get on to the point where what is notification center, how notification center messages are displaying on your device. So this area, it will show when the notification receive, it will show one small icon of the application. And when you scroll down your bar, so you can see the notification center is there. It will show you the notification up there. And secondly, the structure of the notification center. This part is showing the app name. This is the app icon. This is the title of the notification, and this is the content what you send in the body. And this is the time when it is arrived, and this is the message summary. And this area is the small image. Okay. So let's proceed. How many messaging type we have? So we have two types: notification messages, or the data messages, what we can able to send from the Huawei push services. So let's come for the first part, notification message. Then after a device receive a notification message, the system directly display the notification message in the notification center here. The user can able to tab on to the message and trigger corresponding action, like open the application or open the web page or specific page on your application. You can able to modify the style of the notification message, big text or in inbox style, or large text, or you can able to show the large image, large icons, or customize your ringtone or vibration or brighting light or desktop baggages. So this all feature will increase your daily active users on your application while you are using the Huawei push notification. So next coming next, while implementing the data messages, so content of the data message is defined by you and parsed by your application. After device receive the data message, the system transfer it to your app instead of displaying the notification message. So your application will be trigger some action accordingly when the data message has been received, like showing the add a friend request or voice over IP call will be initiated accordingly. Okay, so we have different type of messaging style. Big text, so you can see up there, big text will be appear up there. So big image message you can able to send, it will be combination with the body of the notification plus the big image you can able to mention. So let's proceed next. While we are comparing HMS, Huawei Push with the Google FCM. Okay. So commonly when the developer integrate the push notification, FCM push notification and Huawei push notification, so the tokens what received on the Google devices from the Firebase cloud messaging, and when the developer send the notification through their server, it will go through the to Firebase cloud-based messaging cloud, and then it will broadcast to other Android devices. And when there is when there is some HMS device, the token will be registered up there, and the developer stored under their server side database. And when he is sending to that token, so it will send to Huawei Push Cloud server, then it will broadcast to the Huawei devices. So here we can discuss about when we are going to implement, if application already implemented the FCM tokens under their application. So how we will integrate both of Huawei push notification up there. This is the user area, and this is the device area. It could be any of Google device, Android, or Huawei HMS devices, let's say. And these are the backend area, and this is the operator. So let's say one device who get the token from and his device already have the Google services, so it will receive the push tokens from the FCM server, and second step, it will going to send to the server side to store the token into the database, but it will send with the G tag, so it will be identified identified later on while sending the push notification. And another device user have the HMS services only on their device, let's say, so it will receive the token from the Huawei server, and then it will send the token to the server side, and then it will send the token with the H tag. So in the database, both H tokens, Huawei tokens, or Google tokens are stored up there, and there is already implementation of the server side code for the FCM to broadcast the push notifications. So developer also need to integrate the server side code for sending the push notification on the Huawei devices. So he need to implement the Huawei server side code, while operator is let's say sending random messages on 100 tokens. Some tokens are identified as the G, and some tokens are identified as a H. So when the G token, G tag are identified, so server side code for the FCM has been executed, and push notification is sent to the FCM server, then it will receive on to the devices. And if the H tag has been identified, then the server side code for the Huawei could be executed, and it will send to the Huawei server, and it could receive onto the Huawei devices, let's say. Yeah. So proceeding next, how we will comparison between Huawei push APIs with the FCM classes. So Huawei make the classes as similar. It will be helpful for the developer to quickly get started. Like there is a difference of Firebase instance IDs. Up there we have the difference of HMS instance IDs. Rest of the functions you can just see that the get instance ID is similar, and the return type is HMS instance ID. Up there Firebase instance IDs. Okay, and the get token is similar. Delete instance ID, there is some difference up there. Delete AA IDs and get tokens and delete tokens are similar up there. Proceeding next, we have more comparison of the different classes which is responsible for different actions. So there is Firebase messaging class in the FCM classes, and we have the for the HMS we have the HMS messaging class, and the functions you can see is auto init enable, so have the similar set auto init similar. And there is some difference here, subscribe to the topic, so we have the subscribe, and under there we will pass the string type of topic up there. Okay, and there is another class Firebase messaging class which we extend from our push notification service class, which we are using in the Android manifest, which are responsible to get the new tokens and on message sent or on message received. So we have the HMS message service class, which has the similar methods up there. Okay, so let's come to the part of integration and major push APIs. Let's proceed. We can integrate under your project. So there is a simple 3 steps. We need to enable the push notification from our server side, from the Huawei developer console, and then we will get one AG Connect services file, and then under our build Gradle, we need to implement the push package under our Gradle. And lastly, the coding for the server side, we are supporting different languages: Java, PHP, Ruby on Rails, C Sharp, Python, Go, and Node.js. Let's proceed to the step 1, how where we register as a developer. So you must need to register as register your account on the Huawei developer console as an individual developer or as an enterprise. Once you are done, then you will your account will be approved. Then you will add one project. Under one project, you can able to make multiple applications. So let's say we make one project and we select that, and we could add one application up there. We can define the platform, Android device, and the package app name and the package name. You need to use com dot something, which you already use in under your Android Studio, and the app category you can mention, and the language. After that, you need to manage your API for the today code lab. We are supposed to do the push notification, so we need to enable the push kit. And after that, we need to generate the signing certificate fingerprint that we need to while you are integrating with the push notification or any of the Huawei packages or the kits. You need the build, whenever the build is generated, it need to be signed with any of the key store. So we need to use the key tool command to give the path of our key store file, and with this key store file it will generate some results. So we require the SHA-256 key, which we need to implement on under our developer account. So let's say we get that, and under our developer account, we need to click on the add button like this one, and could add the SHA-256 certificate fingerprint up there and click on the tick button. Then proceeding next, we are ready to go. We can download the AG Connect services file that we need to implement under our Android Studio project. So something like that, we download it and add this under our app module. Then after that, we need to, on the root directory of our build Gradle, which we can say the project level build Gradle, we need to add the Marvin Huawei repositories on this repository, and all project repository we need to mention that, which is responsible to download our packages, and we need to declare the class path for Huawei App Connect, which is responsible to read the AG Connect services JSON file, read our app IDs and other things. So proceeding next, this is the app directory, app level build Gradle. We need to apply the plugin for com.huawei AG Connect, and then we can implement the AG Connect, which is responsible to get the features of App Gallery Connect. And this is the main package we need to implement up there, com.huawei HMS, push, and the version, latest version we can implement up there. And then we can sync our project. Then second part, we need to define one service class for which is responsible to receive messages or data messages, or the notification messages, or generating on new token will be generated. So we can extend that with our class HMS messaging service, or that class we need to mention under our Android manifest. Okay, and this is the client side code while we are going to fetch the token on any of the class where we are supposed to get the token and send to our server side. So there is one this practice to get the app ID from our JSON file, which we already used, app connect services JSON file. So from content get application context and get string, we will get the ID, app ID, and then HMS instant ID dot get instance get application context dot get token. So we will declare this app ID up there, and HCM we will get the push token up there. And here in the Android manifest, we will declare our service is Huawei messaging class, which we already created. And we can also define the metadata push kit auto init enable. So it will automatically, whenever the application started, that token has been received on the new token, on the new refresh token. Okay, so on the client side, when we delete the HMS token in some circumstances where we don't want to send the user don't want to get the push notification, then we need to do the similar practice to get the app ID and get instance and delete token with the app ID. Okay, so it will delete the token. And next, this is the practice how we can enable or disable the push notification. Some cases on under the application, there is a settings where the application can enable or disable the push notification, so user could not able to receive the notification. So there is a messaging get instance turn on push. It's have the callback listener to when the task has been complete, you can do some action up there. And there is also another function turn off, so turn on and off accordingly when we are sending some boolean values up there. If true, then turn on, and if false, then turn off. So lastly, on the client side, we have the subscribe on the topic. So this, we make one function topic subscribe where we are sending the string value, and HMS messaging dot get instant and subscribe on that string which we send. And on complete listener, we will do some action accordingly. We subscribe the user on some specific topic, and we can also unsubscribe the user on specific topic. So we will send the string value up there as MSG message, so we can unsubscribe up there. And on complete listener, we can do some action up there. Okay, so this is the part of our app gallery connect developer console, where developer can able to send the notification messages or data messages from the app gallery console. He can also able to get the token which is generated on the Huawei device and use as a test. And he can able to schedule their scope when they want to send it. And there is a lot of features available up there. He can able to get the reports of their push notification messages or data messages which he is sending. So this part, when we are sending the push notification from the server side, first we need to generate the access token, and after we have the access token, then we can able to call Huawei server side push APIs, which can responsible to send the push notification data messages or subscribe topics notifications, and subscribe on topic with the certain tokens. So let's proceed with the on the workflow. From the app server, we'll apply for the token, and Huawei auth server return the token. And with this token, from the app server, it will initiate to send the message. It will receive on the Huawei Push Kit server, and then it will respond back. Yeah, it received up there, and it will give the response, and then it will broadcast the send message to the device. Once it is received, there is a response on the Huawei Push Kit server, and the receipt are sent to your server side where you can record that. Okay, so how we can obtain access token? The flow from the app server to auth2 server, this is the URL, and we need to send in under the body. Client ID is the app ID, client secret is a app secret we need to mention, and grant type is a client certificate, and in return we will get some token, let's say. So now we are sending the notification message. Flow is app server to Huawei Push server, and then it will broadcast to the devices. This is the URL, and in the header we need to mention authorization bearer with the access token which we already get, and this is the body. Up there we need to mention the access token, list of access tokens who can able to receive the push notification. These tokens are generated on the Huawei devices. And next, when we are sending the data messages, flow is similar like that, and this the URL is similar. Up there is a change in the body. Authorization token is similar bearer with the access token, and we need to mention in the data the key value pairs and on how many tokens could receive this. Okay, proceeding next, how we can subscribe on the topic from the app server to Huawei Push server, and this is the URL, and the bearer we can mention the access token, and we can define the topic and how many access tokens, how many device tokens could able to subscribe on that topic. Yeah, we completed that server side. Now let's proceed on the FAQ, last part of our presentation. Is the first question is Huawei Push Kit is free or not? So currently services provided by the Huawei Push Kit are free of charge. So, and second question, how many messages can the Huawei Push Kit server send at a time? So the answer for the second question, the Huawei Push Kit server allow a maximum of 1,000 messages to be sent at a time. So it's mean from your server side, you can able to make batches. For example, you are going to send that 10,000 messages. So you need to make 10 batches, and each batch contain the 1,000 tokens, and then you will send the each 1,000 of batch you need to send the notification onto that. So your loop will be executed for the 10 time, let's say. Yeah, so proceeding next, what restrictions are there on the Huawei Push Kit? What measures are taken to prevent developer from distributing users? So a maximum number of messages that can be sent to an app on a device is 3,000 a day. Like one user of the same device can able to receive 3,000 messages per day. Exceeding the number or messaging traffic to the application will be limited. Okay, when the number of messages exceed to 100,000, the account that is used to send the messaging will be suspended. So you are limited to send 100,000 messages per day. Okay, so how can I send a test message using the Huawei Push Kit? So you can able to use the Huawei Developer Console to send the test messages on your for the debug purpose. Okay, for the testing purpose. This is the common issues most of the developer having. What does the result code 600 means? As I told you previously, when you are integrating any of the HMS kit under your project, you must need to be make the SHA-256 fingerprint and attach to the Huawei Developer Console under your account, and it will be matched. If you having the two key stores, one for the debug and one for the release purpose, so you need to make two SHA-256 fingerprint, and that need to be integrated under your Huawei Developer Console. Okay, so I think our presentation has been ended here, so we can proceed with the question answer session. Yeah. So if anyone have the questions, they can able to raise it. So and Omar will continue with that.
Okay.
If there is no question, so we can proceed with our first partner, Basma, who is presenting the Mosaly application. So we can proceed with Basma to share his case study on the Mosaly application and his success story. Welcome, Basma.
Welcome, Salman. Hi, everyone. My name is Basma Abrook, Android team leader at Soft Company. I'm here. Al-Mosaly app is the most trusted Islamic application by millions of Muslims around the world. Al-Mosaly app has some great features. I'm going to talk about some of them. Al-Mosaly provides accurate prayer times based on the user's location. Also, Al-Mosaly provides Qibla Finder compass to show the direction to Mecca. For these two features, we mainly depend on location and sites kit provided by Huawei mobile services to get the location of the user. Al-Musalli provides also various dhikr, electronic tasbih, and electronic Quran. For tracking acts of worship, Musalli provides daily goals feature. Al-Musalli is translated into multiple languages for different countries of the world. All of these features besides a wonderful widget. I really recommend downloading Al-Musalli app. I'm sure you will like it. And now I'm going to talk about the integration of Al-Musalli with Huawei mobile services. First, we have integrated the following kits at Al-Musalli: location, sites, map, ads, in-app purchases, push, crashes, and analytics kits. I'm going to explain how we use them with our features. First, I'm going to talk about prayer times calculation features. Prayer times calculation features mainly depends on the location of the user. For detecting the user's location, here we used location kit. But as you know, not all of users accept to grant the location detection permission for some apps. So we here we given the users another alternative, which is autocomplete text search by city name to to get to get their location, and this is done by integrating sites kit provided by Huawei mobile services. Also, we display a nice map displaying the prayer times of at any place in the world. And here we used mapkit to implement this feature. And now I'm going to talk about the models of Huawei mobile services and how we use them. Al-Musalli depends on two models for monetization. First model is ads. Al-Musalli displays different ads format such as banner, interstitial, medium rectangle, and native ads. All of these formats is included at AdsKit provided by Huawei Mobile Services. Also, Musalli have another model for monetization, which is auto-renewal subscription for some paid features. And here we used in-app purchases kit. For ensuring the performance and tracking users' behavior and stability of our app, we used some other kits. First kit is analytic kit. Analytic kit give us some detailed information about number of downloads, notification analysis, and user behavior, which allows us to identify the strengths and weaknesses of app and act accordingly. Second kit is Push Kit. Push Kit enables us to send notifications for different segments of our audiences. And finally, Crash Kits, which enable us to identify the bugs that meet our users and solve it as soon as possible, which leads to stability of Al-Mosaly and gain trust of our users. Thanks for the invitation, and I'm glad for being with you.
Basma. So
Thank you.
our next partner is from the Haraj application, and he's supposed to share their Abdullah Umar. Yeah, you are welcome, Abdullah Umar.
Until Abdullah Omar join us, I remind you again to participate in the contest and the HMS app innovation. We will be having sessions, workshops every 2 days, so you can learn more about the HMS and how you can use the cats to build your app. We are waiting for Abdullah.
Hello.
Abdullah Umar has been joined. Abdullah Umar, can you share your presentation now?
Yeah, can you see my screen? Hello.
Can you share your screen?
Yeah, we
Is
can.
it visible now? Is it visible now?
You can continue.
Okay, thank you, Salman. Hello, everyone. I'm Abdullah Omar, and I'm project manager at Haraj. I will provide a basic overview of the Haraj app, which utilizes HMS services. So Haraj app is actually a platform in Saudi Arabia, and it is used for selling and buying items, mostly used items are being sold and bought using this app. We have more than 1 million daily visits, and we have also more than 40,000 new ads on daily basis. So the basic features of the Haraj apps are like browsing the ads easily and finding items easy and fast, and they can search for any items that they want to buy, or if they want to sell, then they can post an ad for those items. And they can also share private messages, and they can also receive notifications according to their interest. Depending on if they want to buy an item, they can subscribe to that notifications for that specific item, and they will receive notifications whenever a new ad is available. They can also, if someone has posted their ads, so they can edit and update their ads. Updating will bring their older ad to the top of the list of the ads. So, and they can also like edit their ads and add more images or delete the images. And they can also share their ads on Twitter as well. So the HMS kits that we have used are location kit, sites kit, map kit, push kit, crashes kit, and analytics kit. And we also have used the high AI image super resolution for enhancing the image appearance. So the HMS location kit is used for displaying users nearby ads. So if someone wants to just see the ads within, let's say, a radius of 10 kilometers, they can just tap the icon, the location icon, and all the ads within 10-kilometer radius, they will see all those ads. And also the location kit has been used in posting new ads. So if a user wants to post an ad, the location kit is used to automatically get their location, and it will be set while posting their ads. So another kit that we have used is Huawei Map. So the users can also browse the nearby ads using the map. When they open the map, they can see all the ads posted in their nearest location. And also the map is also being used in the posting new ads. So if the user wants to manually choose another location instead of their own location, so they can just drag the map and they can select any location that they want to set in the posting for a new ad. And we also have used a push kit to send notifications and messages to the users. So if someone has posted their ads and another user, for example, an interested buyer comes and they want to post any comment on their ads, they will write a comment, and the seller will receive an instant notification, and they will then go to their ad and see what comment has been posted. And also if there are any other activities on their ads, so they will instantly receive those notifications. And there's also instant messages. So if someone send a message to any other users, so the notification will instantly be delivered to the receiver. And there are some other alerts and warnings as well. If someone, for example, violates any rules of the apps, so they will also receive any notification accordingly. The high AI image super resolution that we use for enhancing the image, we achieved a very tremendous improvement in the thumbnails, and we also made a side-by-side comparison with other devices. And we can see clearly that the devices with the high AI feature showed very improved images compared to the other devices that did not have this feature. So this was a great improvement in showing the thumbnail images specifically. Other kits that we use are analytics kits for general analytics and analyzing the user behavior, and crashes kits for catching all the crashes in the app and then trying to find out a possible fixes. And that's all. Thank you. Thanks to all of you.
Thanks, Abdullah Omar. So yeah, you can. So we can proceed to our code lab section. Lastly,
Yes, and please remember that the code session lab will be pre-recorded, so it's a video. So if you have any question, please put it in the questions section, and we will answer it after the section ends. Thank you. So Salman, please start the code lab session.
yeah. So let's proceed with our code lab section. We will try to cover making the client-side application and Huawei Developer Console to send the push notification data messages. And we will cover the server-side code. So let's create a new Android application on the Android Studio. Select the empty activity, and we can define the application name. Let's say workshop to push. Okay, and we are going to copy the package name. We can use it later on, and finish. So let's complete the Gradle. Okay, yeah, it's finished. Okay, and next we are going to make the key store, which we need to use to generate the fingerprint. So let's proceed. We need to make a new fingerprint, and we need to choose the path. We most probably we can add under our project app folder. So let's proceed. We choose our project and app directory, and then define the key store name. Is we can make it simple, give Android, and use the similar password and alias for quickly. And here I will put my name, and it is randomly. I can put organization and organization unit, Riyadh. I mentioned the city and the state, and SA for a country. Let's proceed next and make a debug build. And in the meanwhile, we already this process created our key store. Yeah, that's good. So we can follow the code labs. So how we offer a lot of code lab for the developer, but today we will follow the Push Kit code lab. Let's start it. Okay, so starting from the introduction, the code lab, we will send the push notification from the server side or the app gallery console to Huawei push server, and then it will broadcast to the Huawei devices. Okay, and what is a prerequisite hardware? We require the Windows 10 and Huawei phone with the USB cable and debugging enable, Java, JDK Android Studio, and HMS Core 4.x version up there. And first we need to create the app under App Gallery Connect, and then create the Android Studio project. So Android Studio project we already created. Let's proceed and make the app gallery. I already logged in up there, and we need to reach on a screen where we can able to make our new project. So let's add a project and give a name, workshop to push, and click OK. And proceeding next, we need to add application under our project. So we need to give the application name. So we can even give the similar name, workshop 2 push, and package name, we need to get it from our Android manifest file, com.talkshow.workshop to push, and select the app category app, and language, let's select English and click OK. This process will generate our application. Yeah, it is generated, and it will show the process of how we will integrate the AG Connect. So we will integrate later on. First, we need to select the data storage location. Okay, so we will select the Singapore, which is near to the Saudi Arabia region. So let's select that. So we selected the Singapore region, and then we will go into the manage APIs. So by today, our live code lab, we need to enable the work on the push notification. So we enable the push kit. That's it for this part. And secondly, we need to add the SHA-256 certificate fingerprint. But before that, let's say we will enable the push kit services. These are the parameters for that push kit. So update successful message has been appear, and then we need to navigate to the settings and data storage location set. Other part, I think, which we don't require currently. And this part, we can able to send the notification or data messages from our Huawei developer console, and we can send on the test notification tokens. So let's get back up there, and we need to add the SHA-256 certificate fingerprint. Okay, so we can go under our code lab, and there is a preparation how we can able to integrate. So these are the steps. First steps we already completed. We need to make one application, which we already did. Then we need to make a key store, which we already completed. Okay, the next step, we need to use the key tool command line and use our key store file to generate the SHA. So we copy and paste this command, and then we need to find our key store. We switch our layout to project, and under the app folder we have the android.jks file, and we will drag this file and put it under our command line and click enter. And then we require the key store password. Then we will input our key store password, and it will generate that. So we need to copy our SHA-256 value and put it under our Huawei developer console project. So we need to click on add button and paste, and click on the tick button. So it's added already. Great. So proceeding next, we need to download the AG Connect services JSON file and add it under our app. So we download this file, and then we need to drag it under our app directory here. So let's drag the file and put it under our app folder. Yes, and let's check. Yeah, the values are up there. So let's proceed to our code lab again and check which portion we required. So we get the SHA-256, and then next we need to add the SHA under our Huawei developer console. And proceeding next, we need to add the Marvin Huawei repositories under our project level build Gradle. So let's open the build Gradle here and add the repositories here, and all project repositories similar and sync once. And then we need to add the class path for AG Connect under the dependencies. And another part, we need to add the apply plugin under our project app level build Gradle. So we added and sync now. So yeah, sync completed. That's great. And then proceeding next, we need to work on these under our project level build Gradle to make the signing configurations. So whenever the build generated, it will be signed with the key store. So we already created the JKS file, so we can define the name of that Android, and the alias is Android, and the password for the key and the store is also Android. We can also make another signing config for the debug, which is similar, okay, which is using the same key store file. So we make another debug signing config, and here we need to defining the build types, release or debug. So we can copy the build type release and debug version. Okay, just we can use the debug under the debug. When the build type is debug, it will use that. So we can sync once again, and proceeding next, we need to do the sync. So this part is completed. So here we created the signing certificate and fingerprint. We implemented up there. We make the Marvin repositories and implemented, and signing configuration has been completed. Proceeding next, enable the push notification from the console level. We implemented setting the data storage location, completed, and under the settings we implemented. And then we need to download the JSON file, which we already downloaded and add under our app project. And lastly, in the project level build grader, we need to add our Huawei package and sync once. So once the sync has been completed, then we can add the ProGuard rules obfuscation scripts that will be helpful when we are making the release build. Okay, then we need to open the ProGuard rules and add a HMS ProGuard rules up there, and then we sync. And lastly, we required the minimum SDK version 17. I think 19 is fine enough. That is fine. And then yeah, we need to go under Android manifest to define the path for our service class, HMS push service, which is extended from HMS messaging service. So let's proceed and make one class, a my push service, under our project. So we can make this class new Java class, and the name of the class my push service, and we could extend this class with HMS message service. So it will give some messages. So we can click Control O to override some methods. So we need to do one on message receive. We can use in our today code lab, or second one we can use on new token. That's great. Yeah, so we need to add this service and attach under our Android manifest. So we need to open Android manifest and paste this, and we can find, yeah, this class is linked. So proceeding next, we need to work on main activity, my services class, and Android manifest. Okay, so this is the code which we need to add under our main activity. Let's copy this, and then I will explain the flow of this code. So we can remove this on create and replace with our code, and import that other related imports which required. So we also create one broadcast class, broadcast receiver class, which is responsible when the new token received. So this broadcast receiver get the token and can display on one text view, which we will show on the home screen. So let's go in our activity main layout, and we will design our layout. We need to make 2 buttons and 1 log up there. So we make 1 button and drag another button. Okay, we can bind this button under the constraint layout and manage to give some padding and attach to left and right side of the screen to make it in the center. So left and right side, and then we will bind this text view with this button and give some padding. I think that is fine. So then let's keep the ID of this button, btn underscore get underscore token. So this button is responsible to get the token, and then update the text get token. I think that is fine. Next button is used to get subscribe the user on some topic. So btn underscore subscribe underscore topic. Yes. And then update the text of this button, subscribe topic. That is fine. Yeah. And here we just hard coded, just give some text logs. Okay. And we need to put the ID for this one, and we already use one ID in our code, tv underscore logs. So we need to give this ID up there. That's great. So yeah, the error has been gone. So we bind our buttons in our main activity, private button, and we can use the same ID up there here. Yes. And we can define another button. And under the on create, we can use the bind these buttons with these variables, right? And with the other subscribe button, we can bind this. And then we will do the set on click listener for the get token button. Set on click listener. Okay, so currently we will just show the toast, so the button has been clicked. Then later we can define one function or method which is responsible to get the token and display the text on the log text view. Okay, we define when the toast is going to appear, it will show get token clicked, and then we need to another click listener for the subscribe button, and we can change the text for this toast. Subscribe button clicked, let's say. We can just copy the text similar as it. Okay, subscribe button clicked. Okay, that is fine. Okay, under the push service, we need to work on the on new token. So let's get back to our code lab. Okay, yeah. After that, yeah, we also need to add the metadata for push kit auto init enabled to true. So this line of code is responsible when the application started, so it will get the token. Okay, proceeding next, we need to make some changes in our service class. Okay, so let's say we can copy the code up there, and I will explain you this line. This code will update and send a broadcast receiver to our main activity. Yeah, so we can replace our on receive to like that, and we reformat our code and put the tag, string tag up there. Okay, import the log and import even the intent. Yes, so whenever the new token receive, so we can initiate one log which we can check from the logcat and call this method, which will make one new intent and put extra the token which we received and send the broadcast, which can be received on the main activity where we define our broadcast receiver. So this broadcast receiver, we are sending one action, filter action, and this when the action is equal to that, then we will get the intent get extra string token, and then we will replace the text view with the token. That's it, which will be update the text view log to the token. So let's start and check the progress what we already implemented. Okay, we maximize our screen, and once the project has build has been completed, it will show. Yeah, that's great. So currently we did not get any token. So let's see what is the issue, why the broadcast receiver not received. Okay, so we check already the code lab. Code lab has been completed. There is nothing else up there. Yeah. So let's proceed up there in the code. We need to check. Yeah, actually, we need to change to our package name. So we can find under our Android manifest, copy the package name and replace there. And we need to copy this complete and replace under broadcast receiver class on receive method. And even where we are sending the token to the broadcast receiver, we also need to change this and rerun our application. And let's see, we receive the token on our log. Yes, we received this token. So let's we copy this token to, and we can also track in the logcat. Yeah, receive token has been received. So let's copy this token, and we initially put it up there, so we can use this token to send the push notification from Huawei App Gallery Developer Console. Let's proceed here. We need to go under growing push kit. Okay, it will take some time to reload. Okay, if refresh the screen. Okay, we need to go under our apps again and select our application work to push, and then we need to go back to our develop tab. Okay, and then growing and push kit. Okay, and then click on the add notification. Here we can define our name for the push notification, whatever we required. So we can type Huawei push to our workspace to push, and the type is push notification and header. You can see on the right side, it will also update and how it will be appear. So the title, we need to show the title is workshop push, and body workshop to push body. So we can track, and let's say we can define notification and data message, and action also we can define open the app or open a web page or app page, home page or some other pages, or we can also define key value pairs. Currently we don't. So now test effect, we can whatever the token we copied, we paste up there and click OK. So it will send the notification to our device. Okay, it will send successfully. Let's check on our device. Yes, we receive work to push body. This is the body of the notification. Let's click on this also. It will reach to the application. That's great. So we can also test that while we click on the get token or subscribe, the toast is appearing up there. Yeah, we received that. So let's check these buttons are working. Yeah, the toast is appearing, get token clicked, and subscribe button click. That's great. We will implement the code while we are clicking on this button. So actually we need to make these functions under our main activity.java class. Yeah. So we will copy these functions which we already discussed today in our presentation, get HMS token function. So some text we need to manage up there to replace these garbage values, and then Control Alt L to reformat. Then import AG Connect Services config, and the tags is not defined, so let's define one string tag named as workshop. I think that is fine enough. Okay, great. So let's we define this function get HMS token, which will get the ID, and then from the HMS ID we will get the token, call the get token. So this method we will call under the button on click call. Okay, and once we click, it will make one toast, one logcat. So we will track the token is received or not. So let's rerun our application, install again, and click on get token. Toast is appearing. Let's track. Yes, on the logcat we received the token. That's great. So let's match. This token is similar which we received from the service class. Yeah, it is actually not defined in the main activity. It we defined under the service class, and we can control F. Yeah, this is similar one. Okay, we can also define this one in the main activity, which we can use this token later on. So the log is appearing now. We need to show this token on to change the text view which we defined. So we are going to run one UI thread to update, and we need to update the text view. So get this token and display up there. So we copy this line of code to set the text for the text view, paste there, and copy the string which we get the token. And there is some issues. Let's see. Yeah, we need to make it final, this string. Great. And now we need to add another text with that to identify while we click on the button we get the something different, not the similar token. Get token will be appear edit text on our text view. So let's rerun our application again and check our layout. While we click on the button, so the text view will be changed. Yeah, great. So the text view has been updated. That's great. So let's work on the other functions. So we will already discuss some under our presentation. So we will copy one function for the subscribe user on some specific topic. So we can copy this function, and we will paste this function here, topic subscribe, to update, also remove this garbage value, and Control Alt L. I think there is some issue up there, so let's see. Yeah, so we will update that and Control Alt L to reformat our code. Yes, the function has been reformatted. Import HMS messaging class and on complete listener and the task. That's great. So okay, so this function topic subscribe is going to receive one string value, and then this message we need to send to the subscribe, and then on the complete listener it will show the log subscribe has been complete or not. So we copy this function, and while the user click on the subscribe topic, then we will call and give one hard-coded topic. Let's say we will choose, we will give all. So user will be subscribed on the all topic, let's say. So we can also track the logcat, the user has been subscribed or not. So first we can check the tag. Let's say we can copy the workshop and put it there, and then we rerun our application and going to click on the subscribe to topic button. Let's install the application, and click on the subscribe on topic. Yeah, the toast has been appeared, and let's check. Yes, the workshop subscribe complete has been called, so it means the user has been subscribed on that topic. We can check. Yeah, this is the line of code which has been executed. So we can also check the subscribe complete. Yeah, this is triggered. So let's say the user has been subscribed. We can also track this. The user has been subscribed, so we can check under the push scope. We have different scopes, audience and subscriber. So we can choose the subscriber. So condition subscribed, unsubscribed. So still there is no data fetch. So let's refresh again and try to check. Click on add notification, and under the push scope subscribers, and for subscribe, so still not. So we can come back again for this part, and mostly we have completed the one part. So now we are going to implement on message receive. So we can check if the data message has been received, so what actions we can able to do. So we can write remote config get data, and is not empty, let's say. So data message is not empty. Then we can just log one debug, and give the tag and show the data message. So let's type data message colon and plus remote dot get data. So we can receive the data message up there, and their key value pairs we can able to get up there. So let's rerun our application, and we can track the data message in our logcat. So we need to track what we receive up there while we are sending from the Huawei app gallery. So let's type something up there, Huawei workshop, okay, and data message. Then we will send some key value pairs. So we will send key 1 and type the value my data message. I think that is fine enough. Test run. So we need to copy the token which we already registered for our device, paste and click. Yeah, it is successfully sent. Yeah, we also received on our application key 1 and my data message. That is great. So I think we have completed the push notification and data messages up there. Okay, and we also completed the key value pairs up there. And proceeding next, we can test our server-side code while using the Postman to get the access token. So under the body, we need to get the app client ID and client secret. And once we receive the token, then we will use the other part. So let's proceed to get the app ID. So under the project settings, we can find the app ID. We need to copy it, and under the get token body, we need to change to there and copy the app secret and replace to the client secret, and then click on the send. Okay, and hopefully we receive one access token. That's great. So we can copy this access token and go under the authorization and token. We need to replace this, and under the body we need to replace this device token which we already registered. So copy this and replace this token, and now we going to send the push notification, and let's check we received that or not. Yeah, we did not receive. All tokens are invalid. Let's see what is the issue. The token is correct. Yes, there is an issue. We did not change the app ID. So let's copy the app ID from here and replace for this specific app ID. We change the app ID. Yeah, there is message success has been received. So the notification has been successfully received. Let's open and track. Yeah, the message title, message body, which we defined under our postman has been received. Okay. So hope you enjoy this session. Let's proceed to send the another another data message. So we will generate access token. Okay, so we receive this access token and then we need to send the data message, and the app ID is correct. Authorization, we need to replace access token, and under the body we are sending parameter 1 and parameter 2, and this is the token which we already registered. And here in the logcat we will track for the data message. Let's send. Yeah, the success message has been received. Okay, yeah, we also received the data message parameter 1 and the parameter 2 value 2. That's great. So we have completed the part of how we can create the client side implementation of the Huawei push notification, how we can receive the push notifications or data messages, how we can able to use um, uh, our app gallery console to send the push notifications, and from the server side how we can able to send the push notification from the postman. So lastly I will take you to the server side code. So you need to go to the developer Huawei .com consumer, and in the develop portion you can find the push kit and go to the documentation, and we are supposed to get the you can find the how you can implement under the Android application and some basic capabilities to the client development and server side development guides. And you can also find the example codes for the client application, and this is the important part. For the server side we support Java, so Java have their complete package is available. You can go to the GitHub link or download the sample code C#. You can go through the documentation here and download the sample code and download the application and from the GitHub or even from the link there. Python is also there, and PHP, Golang, and Node.js. So you can download these sample applications. So SDKs are up there, and there is a example codes are available, which you can easily implement the server side code for the push notification on your application. So we also complete this session. So we will proceed with the question answering session. Do you have any questions? Yeah. Is Umar, is there is any question up there?
Yes, we have a question that said, is not in Kotlin.
Yeah, yeah, the kits you can able to make the code for the Kotlin, even though there is no problem. You can even if you can use our sample codes, you can copy the code and paste under your project. It will ask you want to auto convert your Kotlin Java code to Kotlin. So Java to Kotlin is very easy. So you can able to convert it like that. So, but our base SDKs are written in the Java. So these packages or their SDKs, I think you don't need to change, and you just need to implement under your build Gradle and call these classes or functions under your code, and you can able to use these under your Kotlin projects. That is easy.
Okay. If anyone have any questions, you can ask. at the box at the bottom right.
Yeah, if anyone have some questions, they can raise it. So we are available here.
So I think we don't have any questions.
Yeah, if no one have the questions, so we are happy to close this workshop, second workshop of Huawei HMS App Innovation Contest for HMS Huawei Push Notification Kit. So be aligned with us. So we have another workshop 3 by next time. So be attend that. So yeah. So bye from our side, and even Umar from your side, you can close this.
If we have a question that said, I have a unique idea under development for smartphones, but I don't own Huawei smartphones. Can I still be able to participate in the contest? Yes, you can do this. Actually, we have cloud test. You can use it to test your app without you just making the APK and uploading it to the cloud testing. You can go to developer.huawei.com and you will find this service and how to use it test your app. I don't think we have another one. This is what we have.
Yeah, great. So even like this question, I will answer. We have the cloud debug devices available. So once you are registered your developer account, you can able to access the Huawei debug cloud devices. So you can able to test your application, and while testing even the HMS features which you are implementing on your application. So cloud devices will be helpful for you. And other alternative, you can also use the Huawei old devices. If you have any, you can able to use the HMS features and test that our HMS kits are there also. Yeah.
So thanks to the speakers and thanks for the audience for joining us. Don't forget to join us again on 22nd July, which is after tomorrow. Thank you again. It was our pleasure to have you today. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.